The individual that I get to introduce to you next is someone who has seen success in everything that he's touched. Every area of life, he has a mindset of determination. He has the mindset of a champion. He's been able to see success in this industry time and time again. And something that honestly I am so inspired by with this man is, number one, he's an amazing husband. Number two, he's an amazing father. And number three, he absolutely crushes it in business. And you just look at his life and there's fruit everywhere. I talked a little bit earlier about being very careful about who you let speak into your life, who you would actually take advice from. And this is unequivocally somebody that I would take advice from in multiple areas of life. In fact, I remember my partners and I, when we first met this individual, we asked him, man, after we got to know each other, we hung out a little bit, we asked him, dude, what's like your biggest secret? How have you been able to continue to just see success time and time again in this industry, in this space? And what he said, honestly, was not what I would have expected him to say, but it speaks of volumes about who he is. And what he said was, Kanoa, Derek, Cameron, look, one thing that I have done an incredible job at during my time in this industry is just treat people right, do good by people, love people, and really have the best in mind for other people. And as you go throughout your time and your journey in this space, you'll realize that that will begin to catch up to you. And you don't do it because of that, but you do that because that's who you are. And that's who this man is. This is somebody who cares about you, somebody who wants to see you win, someone who wants to see you succeed. And the next session, he's going to be talking about demystifying the invitation process. Every single one of these sessions is not going to be just mindset and excitement. It's going to be practical tips on how you can see real breakthrough in your business. So with that being said, leave your eyes on the screen, and I have the honor of introducing Mr. Nick Sorenson.
Thank you, Kanoa. Appreciate you. Thank you for those kind words. It is absolutely a pleasure to be here amongst some incredible people, but also to be able to share with you guys just a few little tips and tricks that have really helped me, help my family, and really have transformed hundreds, if not thousands of people around the world. And that is inviting, right? Kanoa talked about demystifying the invitation, the psychology of the sale. I get to talk about inviting. Why I love to talk about that is because over a decade ago, someone invited me to take a look at something, and it really did transform my family's life. I grew up, my father worked incredibly hard. He always had 2 or 3 jobs his whole life, and he missed a lot. For example, I played college baseball, played professional baseball. In my college career, my dad was able to see me play 6 games. In 4 years of professional baseball, my dad was never able to see me play 1 time. And although I wanted him there, the hardest thing about the whole process is that it crushed him and it really hurt him. And so because someone invited me to take a look at something, right? Hey, something they were excited about, it transformed our lives because guess what? I'm there. I'm always there present. I have 3 young daughters and I am always there. I'm the weird dad that they think is like a house husband, right? I tell them I'm the trophy husband without the trophy. But it all came down to somebody inviting me, okay? And the hard thing with the invitation is people try to complicate it so much. So when Susan said, hey, can you talk about demystifying the invitation? I think why she picked me is because I had to actually go look up demystifying just to make sure I understood the definition, because I do keep things really, 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 really simple, okay? And if you guys don't know what that means, like me, it just means clear, concise, just really, really, really simple, okay? And so that's the whole key here with inviting people. It's not about convincing them. It's not about selling them. It's just getting them excited to take a look. And the best people in this industry, okay, are really good about getting people excited to take a look. So if you master just this one skill of inviting, and there's a lot of different categories, right? Sanso just talked about a lot of areas you can invite people on. But if you get really good at just this one thing, it can transform your lives, but more importantly, can transform the lives of the people that you are inviting on, okay? So first of all, I'm gonna share this quick little slide right here. This is a card that my mom gave to me almost 30 years ago, okay? And it was a gift to me. I was a young ball player. It was all my dreams were about. And on the front of it, it says, never let the fear of striking out get in your way. And I share this with you for one thing. I've carried this in my wallet and with me for the last 30 years. Just because what stops people from inviting more often than not, it's two things. Number one, it's not knowing what to share. Okay, we're gonna get into that. The second thing is fear, right? It's fear of failure. And the one thing here with inviting, you just have to get out there. We have a product here that transforms lives, okay? Literally everybody on the planet, okay, can see value in increasing their financial portfolio. They can see value in increasing their financial education. They can see value on leading towards their retirement. The majority of the planet lives paycheck to paycheck. We have financial tools that can put them there. So the fear that we have is almost always self-created in our head. And so I've carried this card for many reasons, but it really works from the standpoint of inviting because we cannot be fearful. On the back of the card, it says always swing for the fence, okay? And if you zoom in on it, it says Babe Ruth simultaneously held the major league record for strikeouts and for home runs, okay? And so with inviting, just being completely straight up with you, straight honest, you are gonna strike out more than you're gonna hit home runs, just being complete honest. But without actually inviting people, without those strikeouts, without stepping up the plate, without swinging over and over and over and over and over and over again, I assure you, you will not be successful. So what I focus on every single day is the swings. I just want to get really good at taking hacks. Because guess what? When you swing enough and when you're focusing on that side of it, you're going to get singles, you're going to get doubles, you're going to hit those home runs. But without actually taking that swing, nothing will happen, right? You'll not get put on a card with your face here. And so that's the key here is the psychology of this. It's really simple. What's easy to do is easy not to do. Inviting is one of the simplest things in the world, okay? But what most people, where they get hung up is that they actually just don't do it, okay? The next quote, and I use a lot of baseball analogies, is from Mickey Mantle. And he stated, during my 18 years, I came to bat almost 10,000 times. I struck out about 1,700 times. I walked maybe 1,800 times. So you figure a ball player will average about 500 at bats per season. This means for 7 years of his 18-year career, he never hit the ball. Okay, when you invite, when you put it out there, okay, whether it is a Facebook post, whether it's an advertisement, whether you're texting your friend, right, or whether you're reaching out to an old high school friend, the majority of the time, nothing's gonna happen. But unless you do that, you can't transform your life and you can't transform the lives of your people that you are actually trying to connect with. Okay, so I want to start this is that the hows that we do are very important. The more important is how you do the hows, the mindset, the psychology that goes along with it. Because if you nail that, the other part becomes easy. Sharing this opportunity, sharing these products is incredibly simple, right? It's just math. It works. We talk about compounding. We talk about returns. You have every tool in the tool belt here to be successful with the products or the opportunity. It's the mindset that really stands out. Today, what you guys have seen is the mindset that goes with using our products, right? That's what Vetterall talked about. That's what Nate talked about. It's all about the mindset. We have the tools, we have the software, we have the products. We also have the opportunity. It's your mindset that's gonna help you take from where you're at right now to wherever you wanna go, right? Whether it's just you growing huge accounts. That's what I love about our company here. We have products here that you don't have to share it with anybody. But for me, because we have products that you don't have to share with anybody, that means I want to. I want to go help more people. I want to inspire more people. So my invitation and the mindset that I think about inviting, it's not, hey, what if they say no, or it's what they think about me. It's like, wait a second, what if I don't share this with them, okay? What happens when I reach those accounts and my goals with my accounts 5 years from now, 8 years from now, and they say, hey, why did you not tell me about this? Because guess what? Every single day there are people waking up, looking at their family, they go to work and like, what if I had something better? What if there was something else out there for me? And so for me, when I share it with people, it's not, hey, what's gonna happen if they say no or how they're gonna think about me? It's what happens if I don't share this with them, right? What is their day, their week, their month, the next 5 years, the next 10 years look for them? Maybe they'll have a son who goes and plays baseball and they're not able to go watch their games. And if I would have told them about this, if this was for them, then it could have absolutely changed their life, okay? So how you do the hows, to me, is way more important than the hows. If you've mastered that, the other part you'll figure it out. Okay, you could know nothing about the products, nothing about this industry, nothing about the opportunity, and guess what? If you just go out and start swinging, you're going to get a better swing over and over and over again. It's going to improve. Okay, so we're going to show you the hows, but most importantly is how you do the hows. Okay, so what I love about right now in this industry, it's easier than ever before to connect with people. So rather than look for reasons not to connect with people, right? Look for reasons to connect with them all around the world, right? We have social media. You're connected to devices that make it, literally were invented to be more connected with people around the world. You can reach people all parts of the world easier now than ever before. So find reasons to do that. When I connect with people, it's not about telling them the whole story. Okay, when I first got started in this industry, I had this incredible sales pitch that I had nailed down. It was beautiful, it was amazing, everyone thought it sounded great. Guess what? I didn't bring anybody into the business. And those that I did, I convinced to bring in the business because I sold them. What I learned in my first 6, 7, 8 months in the industry is that no one wants to be sold and no one wants to become a salesperson. So don't, okay? Invite them to take a look at what we have. If it's for them, great. If not, no big deal, right? So in the end, I have zero emotional attachment to whether someone says yes or not. The only emotional attachment I have to is how good I get at getting them excited to take a look. And how we do that is you create curiosity, okay? Talk about returns. Talk about what you're working towards with your account. Talk about what you're gonna do when you hit that 5K rank and you hit that 10K rank. Talk about the lives impacted when you're at that 10K rank and you have 1,000 people or 1,000 access passes using this software that are changing their life, right? Those type of posts, those type of engagement, those type of text messages and phone calls is really what gets people excited. So for me, everything here is about creating curiosity, getting people excited to take a look. That is the secret sauce. The best people in this industry, they are amazing at that, right? So when whether I'm posting something on social media, whether I'm texting somebody, whether I'm having phone conversations, when they're asking me what I'm doing, right, or how it's working or what it is, that means I'm winning. That means I'm doing my job completely right, okay? If I'm in there spending 5, 10, 15, 20, an hour explaining, the algorithms behind the software or, all the math that goes into it, guess what? I'm doing too much, okay? And so when we talk about inviting is not telling the whole story. It's not the whole movie. It is literally the trailer to get them to come look at the movie. That is my whole goal, right? I want to get them in that seat. So envision yourself going into a movie theater, right? Okay, I am not selling the movie, okay? I am the usher. My job is to get them in the door. My job is to go get them in, put them in their seat so they can watch what we have to share with them. And guess what? We have incredible things to share. Tyler went through FX book after FX book after FX book, showing proof, validated, verified results of people all around the world winning with our products. You get enough people to take a look at those, there's enough people that are smart enough to calculate math and say, wait a second, this thing works for me. I put this in, I put this in. Here's what's possible. That's what's exciting. And so every day I wake up and I want to go talk with people. I want to go share with people. I don't think about, hey, what do I share? I think about, hey, how can I inspire someone today? How can I give someone hope? My favorite thing that we do with Auvoria Prime is hope. Okay, I cannot tell you every single day when I talk to someone reaches out to me and say, wait a second, Nick, I did this today, or I did this today, and they have hope of where they're gonna be next week, next month, next year, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. And that's what's so incredible. That's why I'm addicted to this company, these products that we have, because we give people hope. Hope is something that is very lacking in our world today. And so for me, it's not about sharing an individual product or what it does. For me, it's about talking about hope, talking about growth, talking about where someone can be 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years from now. And in the end, with connecting with people, it's not about one time. It's about multiple exposures, okay? They say that the best people in the world for any sales thing, okay, most sales happen between 5 to 12 exposures. Meaning when you first message somebody or talk to someone or they see your Facebook post or they see your YouTube ad, guess what? That's just them walking in the door, okay? Then you gotta go take them down to the seat. You gotta sit them down. Then they gotta see the videos of all the other stuff that's out there, right? And then they actually gotta watch the movie and decide if it's for them or not. So when I say I don't emotionally attach to whether they say yes or not, they're not saying yes to me or no to me. They're saying yes to what we have to offer. And what we have to offer are incredible products, but we also have to offer is life-changing hope that we have here because of what the products are delivering. So when I look at something or somebody or anything, it's not, hey, what do I say? It's not about that at all whatsoever. So I don't analyze this. I don't use scripts, okay? I try to figure out what's best for them that first time, and I'm looking at this as a whole process. Recruiting, inviting, okay? It's not an event, it's a process. And what I mean by that is an event is if I called someone up like a one time and close them right there on the spot, that would be an event, okay? Inviting and recruiting is a process, okay? Think about it. If you were to go buy a car tomorrow, what you're gonna start doing, you're gonna start doing research on all the makes and models that you want. You're gonna figure out, okay, I want this size car, and you're gonna start looking at different makes and models. Then you're gonna go test drive some things. So for me, when I look at the process of someone joining me in the business, whether it's from the product side or the business side, it's a whole process of them, hey, taking a look at me, decide if they wanna go in business with me, business with Auvoria, right? Or use our products. And so when you approach it like that, it makes the mindset so much simpler and so much easier, okay? Platforms to connect to, Sancho just went over a lot of this stuff. With social media, YouTube, Vimeo, with social media, everyone kind of has their favorite from Facebook. That's some of the older individuals like myself. Instagram for the younger generation. So many different platforms out there connect with people. So when I say, hey, look for reasons to connect with people, there are reasons all around us. Like, it is easier nowadays to connect with anyone and everyone. There's so many different platforms. Find what excites you. On Facebook, find Facebook groups, okay, of people who are like-minded, like you. Because guess what? When you reach out to people, they're gonna like what you like, okay? When you saw this Auvoria Prime and you saw what the products can do for your family, guess what? The people who are like you are gonna see that exact same thing. So connect with people like-minded. So when I talk about inviting is more of a connection than a certain copy or a certain script, okay? And so like Sancho talked about a little bit ago about, time blocking your time, spend a few minutes like each week on each one of these categories or each one of these platforms to connect with. It can really excite you, light you up. Now, text messaging, instant messaging, phone call, we're gonna get a little bit more into that, like, the psychology of that and the psychology of what to say, how to say it, who to say it to here in just a little bit. In the end though, it all revolves around look for reasons to connect with people instead of reasons to not connect with people. When Sancho talks about, hey, running ads, I've never done that in my life, okay? And to be honest with you, it scares me, but listen to him talk about, hey, go seek it out, go get educated on it. Like, it actually is exciting now. And so now I'm like, hey, I wanna learn something, I wanna grow, I wanna become better, and now I have a reason to go do it, right? And it just, constantly, increase your skill, increase your craft from that standpoint. Now, with social media, we're gonna talk just a little bit on this. When I talk about sharing what we're doing on social media, what I'm talking about too is same thing, right? It's creating curiosity. You don't need to share everything that's out there, right? A bad analogy is, when you go on a first date, you don't want to tell them everything, right? You want to show them just a little bit of a highlight of what's going on, because you want them to get excited to go to the second date and the third date and the fourth date and the fifth date. So on social media, it's not showing them everything. It's just creating some curiosity, be the movie trailer, what's doing, but it's all about content. When they asked me to share on this, what I did is the last 6 weeks, I've been looking at who are the top recruiters that are always in our momentum bonus pool every single week. And then what I started doing is following them on social media and started seeing what are they posting, right? And what is it? They're short little excerpts of them winning, their team winning, the results of when people win, right? Educating people on compound interest, educating people on technology, educating people all the way around on how to basically overcome those objections that we get when we talk to people, right? So if you're brand new here, you're gonna get some objections. You'll get some people that say, hey, I know nothing about this industry, nothing about this market. Awesome, that's why we have the software for it, right? And so what they're posting is really incredible, just short little excerpts, but what those are doing, those are actually overcoming objections for your people. So let's say you have 500 people on your Facebook as friends, right? Those that are watching you, when they watch the first thing, I guarantee they're gonna come up with 3, 4, 5 excuses after your first post. But then your next post that's spread out a week later or a few days later, have it overcome one of those objections, right? And so make it really simple to share with people the content that's gonna get them going from not knowing to being a little bit more comfortable, be saying, hey, you know what? I think I could do this. And it's all about just telling that story and creating that story. So be commercials, don't be the movie. It's all about piquing interest. And then when I get answered, when people ask me questions, I always answer a question with some sort of tool, okay? When they say, how does this work? I'll be something really short and sweet. I'll be like, it works great. That's why I'm doing it, right? I never get really complicated with it, because the simpler you do it, the more people that will say yes. The simpler your response, the more people say yes. So many of us so many times think that, hey, we have to be experts on the product before we share it with somebody. Guess what? We have software for that, right? I have no idea how this whole thing works that we're doing. I still think the internet's magic. I'm sitting here talking into a camera, and wherever you're at all around the world, you're looking at me live, okay? To me, I think there's just fairy dust are spoken on. I don't have to be an expert at that, okay? There's software that's expert at that does that. And that's what we're actually marketing here is software that makes it simpler for people to be successful in the industry. And so dummy it down. My wife would say nick it down. I'm not sure exactly what she's trying to say there, but simplify everything with your responses and what you're doing for people. The simpler that you keep it, the more people will think that they can have success. And when I'm posting on social media, it's not just business, product. Mix up family, right? Do some family posts. Talk about your other business that you do or your job, right? Talk about recreation, have fun, like do life. People are looking for ways to improve their life out there. When you show them that this is improving your life, whether it's just through hope, whether it's just through a financial plan, whether it's just through, in elevating yourself because you're surrounding yourself with some incredible people, people are going to notice that energy and they'll be like, what are you doing? Okay. That's what you want to do with social media is get people to say, hey, what are you doing? I want to do what you're doing because whatever that is, that's pretty exciting. So just you sharing your excitement of your returns for one day, right? Definitely share them compliantly, for sure. Use disclaimers, but share constantly, right? Recreation and then motivation. Share motivation. Talk about what you're doing differently that makes your life a little bit better. If something motivates you, share it. Deliver value. And so how I look at social media, for me, it's literally two ways. It's how can I bring humor? How can I light people up? How can I make people smile, number one? And number two, how can we bring value into the world? The more value you bring, the more you make people smile, in my personal opinion, the easier it is when you reach out and actually talk to them, okay? Now, connecting directly, this to me is the thing that I think people overcomplicate. Because of social media, because of all these different options we have in these different platforms, this to me is not used quite enough, okay? And it is the simplest thing. You have a whole network in your phone right now, okay, that know you, trust you, you have influence with, you have influence over, they have influence over you, and people don't take advantage of it, right? And so when you connect directly with people, it's more about the connection, way more than it is about the words that you're saying, okay? A wise man once said that people listen to your music way more than your words. So you're never going to get a script from me. Some of the most successful people in this industry, they're not going to give you a script. They're going to tell you to be you, have that same energy that you would be calling them up and inviting them to take a look at this, that you would be calling them up to invite them to come to a birthday party, right? The one thing I do though, is I'm always really quick. I don't call them up and say, hey, I know we haven't talked in 2 years. How's the family? How was your vacation? Because if I share with them at the end, they're gonna know the only reason I called them was to share with them in the end, and they're not gonna take anything that I said up front as real, and they're gonna say, hey, Nick was being fake to get me invited to what we were taking a look at. So I'm always completely direct. When I come up and say, hey, I would love to catch up, I'd love to hear how your family's doing, but I've got something that's completely for you, you've gotta take a look at this, okay? So I'm always short, sweet, direct. On top of that, the less I say, okay, the more successful I have because it goes into the fact that I'm not telling the whole story. If I'm on a call for 20, 30 minutes to invite someone, there's a really good chance that I've completely blown it because I've said too much. So I'm always like to be short and sweet. In fact, after that first 7, 8 months in the industry where I kind of got my clock cleaned and I didn't have a lot of success, I put a clock next to my desk, and every time I reached out to someone, it had to be in 3 minutes or less just to make sure that I didn't say too much because I wanted to get really good about getting people, okay, to be in the commercial, pointing to the tool, not being the tool, okay? When I say no surprises, you will never see me call someone up, having someone else ready to jump on and do a three-way. That will never happen with me. I don't want to surprise people. I want people to feel comfortable. I want people to trust me. I want to have validation for what I'm doing. And so there's never any surprises. Number 3, be passionate but real. This goes back to number 1 is I want to be the best me. I want to be the most excited person I am. I'm pretty laid back. When I call someone to invite someone, I'm gonna be my highest level of energy. I'm not gonna be, some crazy energy like Derek, for example, right? He's got way more energy than me. He's just got this, electrifying personality. I can't be Derek, but I can be the best version of Nick. And that's what's so important is that people listen to your music way more important than your words. So if you're being real, but you're being excited and passionate, people will listen to you and you'll have a lot higher percentage of people that will take a look at what you're wanting to share, okay? I always talk about the top thing I'm excited about. And for me, the top thing I'm excited about, for me personally, is how it's going to benefit them. Okay. Like I said earlier, we have products that can transform lives. We have products that can bring hope to people. We have products that give people financial plans, whether it's 12 months out, 24 months, 36, 48 months, whether it's our opportunity or our products. And so I talk about how it's going to benefit them. People tune in to themselves. People are always thinking about how can this benefit me? And that's what I talk about. That's what I'm so excited about. I don't call people up for my benefit at all whatsoever. I call people up for their benefit. And when they see it, yes, I do benefit from that standpoint. But when I'm talking to people, it's always about how this can actually help them, help their family. Number 5, I always share my commitment and desire. What I mean by that is I say, hey, if you join me, whether it's from the product or whether it's from the opportunity, you're going to get me. Okay? It's not just, hey, one and done, you're going to sign up and you're never going to hear from me again. Like, you're going to hear from me. So when we talk about Auvoria, I've been on the software, in beta versions for, close to two years now. And I share that with them. So if you're brand new to this, say, hey, I've been on a demo account. I'm sharing this with you because I think it's going to transform your lives, but I am here. Like, I see hope here. I see excitement. I see this is the real deal, that this is something I'm going to get better and better and better at. And I want you to do alongside with me, right? Share your desire. Number 6, point to third party. So I'm always going to talk about, watching a video, jumping on one of our Auvoria Prime webinars, right? Looking at something third party like an FX book, whether it's a developer or whether it's your own. Always share those 100% compliantly, but it's always third party. When they say how it works, I'm like, it works great. Let me send you over an FX book of mine and a developer. And guess what's so cool? The developer, he is an expert. He's an expert programmer. He's an expert in the foreign exchange space. But guess what? I'm using the same software he's using. I'm using the same settings he's using. And that's what's so cool about this thing. You don't have to be an expert, right? Number 7, create urgency, okay? If you ask anybody, any financial expert, they're going to tell you the power of now is everything, right? I saw a video on Tony Robbins that did just a couple weeks ago. He said, if you're 18 years old and you just put $300 a month into an account, into 401k, right, for 8 years, you're going to retire with over $1.5 million. The urgency to do that when you're 18 is incredible because it's life-changing, right? A financial advisor is going to tell you the best time to plant a tree was 30 years ago. The next best time is now. And so when I talk to people, it's like, hey, I want to share this with you now. When can you jump on and take a look at this? Okay, perfect, tonight at 6, great. Can I call you afterwards? So I create urgency, try to set an appointment, set a time. Once you do that, your success rate of getting people to look at the information, your success rate of closing people is going to go up substantially higher, okay? And this is all simple. All this can be done in less than 3 minutes, okay? Questions are answered at the appointment. So when they ask me questions like, how does it work? Like I said, I'm like, hey, great. It works awesome. That's why I want you to see the webinar. It works awesome. That's why I want you to see the FX book so you can see proof for yourself of how it works, okay? So I always keep it really simple, and I'm always pointing to something third party. Always, 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 always. Nobody that I know looks at me as a foreign exchange expert, okay? Even people that I've been working with and sharing the software, not one person looks at me that. I don't want to be one. Okay, I just want to get really good about getting people excited to take a look, and never an expert. I'm not an expert in anything. I'm always pointing to something third party because guess what? If I can do it, they can do it. And that is the power of this industry. What I love about inviting is if you get really good at inviting, I said earlier, it can change your life, but most importantly, you'll change other people's lives. And if you get really good at inviting, you don't have to get good at anything else. Like me, I'm not good in Forex, okay? I'm not an expert, okay? But I've gotten really good at running the software, and our developers handle all the heavy lifting. They're good at programming. They're good at the foreign exchange space, and it makes my life easy, okay? And so my connection really comes down into these 4 different categories. Number 1, questions are the answer. When I'm talking to people, they always say more than I say, okay? And this took me, months, if not years, to master. Because when I first got started, I was so excited. I was giving them this, really incredible sales pitch. Now, the difference is I'm asking them questions, right? Question is, hey, what are you doing for your financial plan? Hey, what does your retirement plan look like? Hey, what are you doing for your kids' college education? Guess what? If you ask questions and enough questions, they're going to tell you exactly what you need to say to get them excited to take a look. And like I said earlier, all you have to do with inviting is get good at getting people excited to take a look. So ask more questions, talk less. If you're talking to people and it's 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and they talk more than you do, I assure you, you will win a whole lot more than you lose, and your percentage of people taking a look and saying yes will go up substantially. Number 2, why. Use your why but more importantly, use their why. I mentioned that earlier when I'm talking to people, it's all about what's in it for them. People tune into the radio station, WIIFM, what's in it for me? And so I always talk about their why, how this can benefit them, their life. Talk from there. Number 3, mirror match. Always telling stories. I'm a storyteller, right? So I'm going to say, hey, my good friend Kanoa has been doing this. He's been having incredible success. And guess what? I've known Kanoa for years. He's not an expert in this space, but I know if he can do it, you can do it too. If I sent you a video or if I sent you an invite to a webinar, could you jump on it and take a look at it, right? Number 4, compliment people. People love to be complimented. When you're going to reach out to people, you're going to have some people that put up a guard, okay? But if you get really good about making them feel good about themselves, now be sincere, don't just make stuff up, but if you get really good about complimenting people, tell them what you think about them in a positive light, you'll have more people that will drop that guard down and say, okay, cool, send it to me. One question I get, hey, what do you say to the person that is the most influenced people you know? Hey, you're the most influential person I know. I'm really excited about something. I'd love for you to take a look at it. Can you take a look at it and tell me what you think? Because I really value your opinion. That person is going to take a look at it because you just complimented and told them how amazing they are. Okay, so when we say that this is simple, sharing it simple, it is very simple. Wrap it in these few different categories. Don't overcomplicate it. There is no perfect thing to say. The key is to say it, get out of the way, let them look at the information, and you will definitely have success. But I'm going to leave with you this challenge, okay? And so every single day, and this is kind of echoing what Mike Sancho says, but every single day, there are 1,440 minutes in every single day, okay? 1% of 1,440, as you can see here on the screen, is 14 minutes and 24 seconds, okay? If you just got really good about getting people to take a look, 1% of your day, 14 minutes, 24 seconds, I assure you, okay, the next event we have, right, 2022, 2023, your life will be changed by just getting a little bit better 1% every day. So this is something that we focus on at my house. My brother, he's the sports psychologist for the Atlanta Braves. He teaches the same exact concept to all the Major League Baseball players about just getting 1% better every single day. So think about it. If you got 1% better in your marriage every single day, where's your marriage going to be 30 days from now, 6 months from now, a year from now? If you got 1% better every single day in your personal development, so you read 14 minutes, 24 seconds every single day, where are you going to be 6 months from now? And that 1% improvement every single day compounds over time. What I love about this concept is, guess what? We grow money, right? With our software tools. They have the ability to increase your wealth, and it can compound, right? So what would your account look like if you improved it 14 minutes and 24 seconds every single day? So the challenge is for you to literally commit to yourself and say, hey, guess what? I'm going to get better 1% every single day. I'm going to spend 1% of my day to not only transform my life, but also transform lives of people around me. Hundreds, if not thousands of people, lives can be transformed if you take this 1424 serious. Share with people these products, share with people these opportunity, and I guarantee it will transform your life as well. So I appreciate you guys. Plug in. There's some great information ahead. I'm going to turn it back over to Kanoa.
Come on. What an incredible job, Nick. Now you guys see why he's been able to have success time and time again. And if you guys are up for that challenge, the 1% challenge, to get 1% better every day, I need to see some 7s in the chat box. Come on, if you guys are committing to that, if you guys are committed to your legacy, committed to achieving your goals, give me a 7 in the chat box. I already know that I'm gonna get blown up to get the recording of that last session. I just love the way that Nick is able to simplify really this industry, right? Just simplifying it. It makes you feel like, wow, how did I not get this? Is so simple. If I just would apply this, right? But he said something very key. He said, what's easy to do is also easy not to do, right? I'm gonna repeat that. Maybe you guys aren't catching that. What's easy to do is also easy not to do, okay? And it's really important that we develop our discipline muscle, that we can commit. If you guys commit to that 1% challenge every day, right? But you actually stay consistent with it, that right there is the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people.